Welcome to Chalk Talk. I'm Andy Billman here. Rob Valori's there. Happy holidays! Woo! What a fun time of year. Speaking of fun, the opposite of fun is the Cleveland Browns. They lost again, 21-7. Pick your favorite bad stat. I'll say turnovers. There were 6 of them. Multiple offsides. Couldn't line up properly. We'll get to all of it and more. The Guardians have changed shifts big time. We're going to get into the Guardians today. What we think of the new Luis Ortiz. Is Andres Gimenez worth it? We'll talk about that. It's been very debatable in the Guardians community. The Cavs have played twice in 10 days, so it's been kind of a snoozer. They've won both easily. They didn't play very good teams. And the Buckeyes are about ready to play Tennessee. But first, you have to talk about the Cleveland Browns. Rob, we kind of talked about it off before we got on. That was a very bad performance. I think anybody could give that analysis. I'll let you take over here for a second. Your thoughts on the team as they've lost now 3 in a row?
Well, Andy, it's good to be back. As you know, I'm the biggest homer, and excitement and unwavering faith was my favorite line. I had the shirts. We were ready to go to print with the shirts.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, reality has set in, and you see Jameis he just can't play. I mean, the sad fact is, he hasn't changed. He's a turnover machine, and it came out this morning that they're going to go to DTR on Sunday.
Yeah.
Now, the Browns know that they don't have anything in DTR. Okay. They know he can't throw the football, but they're doing this only for the simple fact that because Jameis has been so bad.
I think that, and we're here, folks. They're hoping for a lottery ticket. They're just hoping to God DTR's good. I agree with Rob. I think they stink, but they're going to hope to God he's good.
And here's the thing. A lot of people, Andy, everybody's talking about, these next 3 games, what are these guys doing? They're going to get run out. Here's what people don't realize. Unless you're Myles Garrett or Jerry Jeudy, there's going to be a lot of guys that are out there playing for the tape. Now, what does that mean, Andy? They may not be playing for the Cleveland Browns, but they're playing for a job in the NFL next year for the Miami Dolphins, for the Bills,
Sure.
for the Browns. So DTR, or if it's Jerome Ford
Sure.
or Michael Woods II, they're
Sure.
playing for a job on an NFL roster. Okay.
Sure.
This is an audition, folks. Now, that doesn't help us because, as a lot of the local guys have said, apathy has set in with this organization. Okay, Andy, it's Jameis was awful.
Very bad.
We were lucky. We could back up a second. If I'm a Chiefs fan, I mean, it was 21-7 with 6 turnovers. It should have been 48-7. I mean, if you think about it.
I hate to say this. I felt like the Chiefs' defense played hard.
Their offense.
I thought their offense was on, we're going to give the most vanilla. It reminded me of college football where the favorite team says we're going to go so vanilla.
Yeah.
And we're not showing other teams anything.
Nothing.
And that's what it reminded me of. And, folks, that's where we're at.
It's
that bad. We're getting vanilla type stuff.
Yep.
I'm going to tell you what this direction this organization tells me. And I talked about this a lot on Instagram. I'm going to say right here, right now. We hear about fucking stadiums. We hear about Brook Park.
Yep.
And we hear about contracts. We hear about what's going on with Watson. We hear about everything else. We don't hear anything that goes on the field. Nothing. No. Nothing. And then they do stuff that even my 15-year-old son looked at me and goes, is Prochet catching kicks? I'm like, I don't get it either. And on cue, fumble. And on cue, he stinks. And this is not college or high school. Prochet, after that fumble, needed to come out. Come out!
And then Sunday night.
Why is he in the game?
And then Sunday night, even though the Seahawks got beat, we're watching Jalen Darden return kicks for the Seahawks. He had 120 yards on return kicks.
We saw Kareem Hunt run the ball very well effectively. We are seeing things. The Browns look inept.
At every facet of the game.
At every end. I have to turn away this heat lamp. So I'm just telling you, I'm hot. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, as a fan, I have seen this before, and I know Rob has too. Apathy, all that. This team is showing decisions that are going, we don't care. We don't care. We don't care. We're going to put Prochet in there? Well, I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
So Andy.
It doesn't make sense.
So here's the bright side.
Yeah.
State-run Mary Kay Cabot, who's on the Browns payroll. I'm sure if you went and looked, she's on the Browns payroll. They are telling us, Mr. Billman, that Deshaun is our quarterback next year. So it does not matter. It does not matter. Obviously, at this point, Jameis probably isn't the bridge, okay?
No, and we thought he might be, and he didn't. Now, that kind of stuff I can accept as a fan. I'm not thrilled, but I can accept. But he wasn't good enough. We move on DTR.
Okay.
Look, and then Deshaun Watson.
You can accept that we're gonna run Deshaun back?
No, he's got to go. And here's what I mean by that, folks.
Not.
No, but here's what I mean by that, folks. The Browns are going to get stuck paying him, okay? You know what you do? Tell him to stay home. Browns need to eat some gumption here and be like, we have a guy who's getting paid to stay at home. Because if that guy comes back in the locker room, it will go bad. I'm telling you right now. I will.
Nobody likes him.
No one. It's clear. Rob, no one talks about him. He is like, I've been around sports long enough to know. If players support other players, they dribble out messages. No one said anything about Watson.
No.
Nothing. He is like a plague. I'm going to say this again. The Browns are going to get stuck paying him. I am there. In fact, Andrew Berry, I think you need to have a year of gumption where it's like, take on the salary cap a bit and move on, please. Please move on.
But because they're paying him, here's what they're going to do. So we're not going to talk about in the offseason. They know DTR is worthless, okay?
Lottery ticket. It's a lottery ticket. That's all.
One touchdown, 7 interceptions. He won't make it these next 3 games probably without getting killed. Okay?
Zappy's probably in line to play.
Zappy will be next. And I'm telling you, Zappy may not be bad. He may be the best out of the 3.
He's a stable backup. And by the way, he'll be cheap. Zappy will be cheap.
We could probably, Andy, and if you think about this, Winston can be back next year, and Winston's a great locker room guy as long as you don't need him for much more than a spot start.
Yeah, here's the thing that I saw, and I'm not disagreeing with what you just said. Here's where I'm doing an observation. I didn't see Stefanski come to the rescue of Winston in any of his comments. And I didn't hear a guy wanting to bring Winston back. He gets very protective of Watson. He got protective of Flacco. I didn't hear that about Winston.
No.
I heard a guy's ready to move on. I will say this about nonverbal too, and they talked about this on all the radio stations, so I would have said the same thing anyways before this, but it's clear Dorsey's got to go. Dorsey has got to go. Anyways, Dorsey seemed frustrated with Winston too. Winston's not coming back. He's not. He's not coming back. He going.
I don't know who would want him after this.
Not good. Not good. And in fact, this is what I was witnessing during preseason, and I give him credit. He played a hell of a game against Baltimore. Played a hell of a game against Pittsburgh. That will always be in my heart.
Yeah.
And he played a great Monday Night Football game in a loss. That's why you don't celebrate losses.
Yeah.
That loss is a loss. And by the way, no one's celebrating it today. That's
Right.
why for everybody out there who thought that was fun, that's why you should never, don't get fooled by that. And I'll give you one example. At the end of 18, we all, not me, I screamed and yelled. We all go, hey, Baker almost beat the Ravens on the last game of the year. You don't celebrate a loss, folks.
Oh, no.
Don't do that.
No.
Don't get suckered into that. And this is why. The loss is carried, and now we've lost 3 in a row, and no one remembers that close game anymore. And we shouldn't. They lost.
No.
That's the point of that.
No moral victory there.
No. I want to go back to Watson. I hate doing this. I didn't think we have to do this today. I got to go back to him now. If these reports are accurate, I'm telling you, the Browns, and this is why you get paid big money. And people go like, well, it's hard. Well, no shit, it's hard. That's why I get paid a lot of money. You got to figure out what to do it for, okay? You just can't simply trot them out because you will have a uprising, not just from me, probably not just from Rob, but you're going to have an uprising in your locker room. So you have got to come up with a plan. This is such a sensitive offseason.
Okay. Will, you like to talk about the Haslam meter.
Yeah.
Will it matter, Mr. Billman, when Mary Kay continues? Because I think Mary Kay is given, she's feeding us the information she's giving. I don't think she's given us bullshit, to be honest with you.
No, I don't either.
So when guys like you and I, who work 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week, say, I'm not going to renew my season tickets.
All right.
I've been a lifelong fan.
Right.
I mean, for this guy, because, Andy, it's in plain sight. They're telling us, okay, that they're telling us he's our guy next year.
They are.
They're not hiding it. They're not bullshitting it. It's not Jameis. It's not DTR. Now they may he may not be ready week 1. So we may have.
Oh, it's going to be all strung along. I think that report was actually very accurate. Here's the report I don't believe is accurate. That I believe is more hearsay. I believe the Stefanski and on up and down thing being safe is not real. I believe the Watson thing is very real.
Oh, yeah.
I think the Watson thing is very real. I think that's all accurate. I think when it comes to coaches, I've done this, you've done this. They lose out, watch out. I think anything can happen. And I'd be very careful if I were Stefanski and staff. And that goes for DePodesta too. I think DePodesta is finally on the edge. Is this? I'll tell you the picture I would have hated if I were the Haslams. And I was there the last game of the season for 0-16 for the Ravens home game. I was there. It was about a third full. The fourth quarter, rain pouring down. Chiefs. This isn't a pansy team. Chiefs. Stadium was a third full.
Yeah.
And if I'm Haslam, I am wringing my hands saying, what is going to happen when the Dolphins come to town?
Yep.
Because, I mean, not as sexy as a team.
And let me tell you, there was a lot of people there. Sunday was a hot ticket for a couple of reasons. Kelsey was in town.
Sure.
There was more. My phone was going off all week because everybody wanted to know if somebody was going to be at the game.
Oh, of course. They're that hot team. They are. The Chiefs are that hot team for many reasons.
Not just because they're playing the field. Know if T. Swift was coming in town, okay?
Absolutely.
Nobody gave a shit about the Browns and Chiefs, to be honest with you.
Now, it's true.
So now, okay, so we're going to play the Bengals this week. Burrow's probably going to throw for 500 yards.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What is DTR going to do? I don't know. So
I don't even know if it matters. I hate saying that.
It doesn't matter. What do you think's going to happen? Now, originally we were slated. It was a Sunday night game against the Fish. Thank God they flexed us out of it.
Yes.
So how many of those Dolphins fans are going to? You think the Dolphins are going to? Their fans are going to travel well to Cleveland? Do you think you're going to give tickets away for that game? $10 tickets? You're going to be hard pressed, Andy. I'm going to be giving tickets away at I'm telling you, who's going to want to go?
Especially if it's cold.
It's going to be cold. Once again, and the guys on the local radio, they said it best when they used the term apathy. Because here's the thing. They have told us what they're going to do. They told us they're going to run it back with him. Maybe they're going to have a bridge. Whether it's going to be... they probably won't even get Danny Dimes. I mean, will it be Mariota? I doubt it. They're not going to pay
Zappy's
money.
affordable. Zappy's in that.
Maybe it's Zappy.
Maybe.
I mean, so we're going to have to go however many games until the savior comes back.
Oh,
Now, Chubb, unfortunately, we haven't. He broke his foot. Okay.
So sad. That was sad.
We don't. The Chiefs gave up on Clyde Edwards-Helaire yesterday. The poor kid, he's a mental case. He's got all kinds of issues. He hasn't played football in 2 years, okay? If John Dorsey was our GM, he'd have signed him. We have the worst running back room in the NFL, the CFL, the UFL, the Indoor Football League. Why not take a flyer on this kid? Okay?
Well, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what, to your point, let's go down this road. Pierre Strong can't block. Pierre Strong can't run. I don't know what he does. I actually here's another guy. Can I see Dante Foreman, please? Please? I'd like to see more of him try. I just want to see him. I'm good with Pierre Strong. Stinks.
Inactive. Hold on. He's inactive.
They always inactive. Why? I was
inactive.
Let's play him. Please play.
Why? He's inactive.
I know, but play him.
You're going to have to play him this week.
Well, please do. I know the Browns. They do goofy stuff. Browns do goofy stuff. If it's Pierre Strong running half the game, I will throw up.
No.
He's awful.
I mean,
going back to...
What's your game plan against the Bengals? Are you going to run a single wing with DTR?
I honestly, at this point, and I know the Browns would never do something like this, is they're not creative like this. For a team that considers themselves creative, they are the most non-creative team ever. I actually be like, let's watch some old packages for something called the Wildcat, and let's see if we can implement something that actually works with the quarterback we have and with the structure we have. Because Dorsey's offense is not far off from Wildcat-ish. He could probably do some things. But will this team do that? Fuck no. You know what they're going to do? They're going to do stupid things like throw the ball down, which I'm fine with, down all game long. And then they're going to, again, like shotgun handoffs, which we're not good at. Illegal formation will happen. It's just –
How about the horrible 4th and 1, 4th and 2 calls? I mean, we're in shotgun on 4th and 1. I mean –
how in the hell is this team still having illegal formations? They had multiple illegal formations on back-to-back plays. And then on 4th down, they finally get a first down, Jermaine Fitty, illegal formation. And then Stefanski's got the gall after the game. Well, the refs are kind of tough us on illegal formation. Bullshit, Kevin. You lead the league in illegal formation.
Because they've mailed it in, and that's lack of concentration.
It is.
Andy, listen. I bet if you looked on flights.com, they've all got their flights booked to Cancun, to Hawaii. These guys, they've mailed it in. It's over, Mr.
Yeah,
Billman.
and I got a thought. I want to finish up though, Chubb. I feel bad for Chubb. I hope they figure out a good deal that makes him a 3rd down or running 5 to 10 times a game back. That's what he is. He's going to have to have a broken foot. A broken foot as a running back. My God. After coming back from what he did, he's going to have to be on a soft pitch count. There's just no doubt. But going back to this stuff, and again, the Browns' inability to feel things in a moment. Myles Garrett, I thought, had a mental conniption during that game, and I don't blame him. And they've got to start talking to Myles in a real way, because Myles is a very good player. And I think he's starting to show frustration. And he is not a yeller. He is not a guy that gets mad.
No.
But
we said that before, Andy, that Miles is a very quiet leader. We'd like to see more out of him. But
I thought on Sunday you started to see him unravel.
Yeah.
I saw some nonverbal. No, and that's my point. You've got to protect this man because this is the one player you have. And I'm going to go another player. Start protecting Denzel Ward.
Oh, absolutely.
Start protecting Myles Garrett. Start protecting Jerry Jeudy because you need these guys next year. Yep. And I'll say it again with Garrett. I thought Garrett started to unravel mentally. Yep. I started to see things in that game where you could see he didn't do it. Credit to him. He's a gentleman. Didn't do it outwardly towards a player or towards a team. But you could tell at one point, you could just see him saying, I don't fucking know what to do. Right. I don't know what to do.
Absolutely.
I don't know what to do here. Right. We stink. And I'm getting no help. Right. None. Okay. I have two or three
excuse me. You have seen that with a couple other teams. You've seen that with the guy on the Bears last night, the wide receiver. You've seen that with some other veterans. And here's the thing with a guy like Garrett, Ward, and some, you know what's going to be going through their mind?
What's that?
Last 3 games, don't get hurt.
Yeah, it's true.
Because Andy, don't get hurt. These last 3 games, and now here's if I'm Andrew Berry, do I go to Miles and say, hey Miles, let's shut it down?
That's what I'm hinting at. I think Myles Garrett might be.
Why play him? Why play Denzel?
I agree. I actually think he's hurt. I think we need to sit him down.
Shut it down.
Time to rest him for next year. Denzel Ward, time to rest you for next year.
You're not going to tarnish either of their legacies.
Nope. Denzel Ward's been playing bruised his whole life. I'd like to see the guy go into a time capsule and feel good.
The last thing we need, God forbid, is another concussion
for
that kid.
That's what I'm saying.
That could be the end of him.
That's what I'm saying. Down. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just think the Browns need to really think about Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward. Probably add Jeudy in there too. I think of guys like, we want to see these guys get really banged up. I think we know who they are. To Rob's point, like, do we really need to see anymore? Not really. Yeah, it'd just be good to hold them back. The Browns timing of this Brook Park, timing of the Mary Kay Cabot report on Sunday tells me a lot about where they are organizationally. This is an organization.
There's a disconnect. They're ignorant.
They're
ignorant.
I just can't get over how unlikable the Browns are again. This is a very unlikable team. They're just not likable. It's very hard finding stuff that's likable right now. Outside of individuals. Like, I like Myles Garrett. I like Denzel Ward. I'll support Chubb from afar. I do like, Jerome Ford showed me a lot here down the stretch. So I like what I see from him. But I just don't find this team likable. And I hate saying that. But that's the truth. I never saying, God, I'm like, it's one thing if you're bad. It's one thing to be unlikable. Browns are unlikable. This is not a likable club right now.
I mean, 0-16, 1-15, Hugh Jackson, they were tryhards, okay?
It was hard not to what's the right term? I didn't dislike them. I'm starting to dislike this team.
Right. Right. Me too. Ken Dorsey, I haven't liked him since he threw his headset on TV, and I don't understand his offensive scheme. I cannot stand running everything out of the shotgun. I miss Kevin Stefanski's play action pass under center. God damn it. Why can't we go back to that?
I should have known Dorsey was trouble when he tried to explain his wide receiver routes as go off on guard. I'm like, oh no. I remember at the time, I go, That is a bizarre statement. I have never heard that in football. We just call them freedom routes, or he had a word for it.
He should have never opened his mouth.
As soon as he said that, I made a note. I'm like, I've never heard a coach say that. Freedom routes. Just let him go wherever they want.
Do you think Stefanski hired him?
No.
No way.
No. I think they're all gone. I think this is all going to end ugly. I do. I really do. I think this is all going to end ugly. And what makes me the more mad, I think Watson's going to be right there. And I'm going to go crazy. I really do. I hope I'm wrong.
See, I think they're going to keep. I mean, for sure, Watson's coming back.
He has to because of his budget payroll. But no one's going to take on that payroll.
But are they going to keep? Are they going to keep Dorsey because they think Dorsey is going to fit? Because they were trying to tailor the offense. No, because Dorsey was awful under Dorsey. So they got to bring somebody else in.
It's a mess.
They got to bring somebody else in to tailor this offense to Watson. Right? That's what I mean.
I don't know how you're a competent person inside Berea saying, I'm good with Dorsey. I'm going to add another name. I'm good with Bubba Ventrone. We're good.
Oh.
You guys stink. I'm sorry. Stinks. When I saw Prochet go back out after that.
But you notice though, at least somebody on the sidelines told him after that, no matter what they do, just fair catch. just fair catch. I mean, he had about 3 punts he could have returned for. He could just fair catch.
We used to do the signal as Browns fans. I'm going back to it's like let's just. It's too dangerous. Just receive the kick and punt.
So Andy, so let me say this, Andy.
I
Real
can't
quick
believe
here.
we're here. Cannot believe.
Oh no, we're here. We are here.
This is bad.
And now we're at the DTR experience, and yet again in 2024. I mean, just think about this. With Dorian Thompson-Robinson, the guy has thrown for 540 yards, 1 touchdown and 7 interceptions.
Rob!
Here we are. Andy, here we are. So now we got a game plan. Okay, so here's the story. Now here, at least you and I don't have to go on the air as local media and try to polish the turd and say, hey, at least now we can game plan for DTR and give the kid a shot. The kid.
Well, you will. Hey, kudos. You're going to get that chance.
If they had any, the Browns know the kid can't play quarterback, right?
Here's why this organization has to go. I think there's some that want to see it. And again, I'll call it it's a lottery ticket. It is a pure lottery ticket. You don't win on lottery tickets, folks, okay? That's not how you make your meals. It's a lottery ticket. You don't get 6 numbers on accident. So it's not going to happen. I'm just going to say this again. I'm laughing because it's so bad.
Yeah.
And here's something again. I'm going to ask the Haslams. They ever hear this wonderful show? Jimmy D. You're going to push out narratives about Brook Park right now? I would pump the brakes on that story.
How could you ask for anything? How?
We're going to have, even their scuttlebutt, we're going to have a dinner with, Governor. I don't care. Don't care. I don't want to hear about that. You know what? I don't want to hear about that.
No.
Don't want to hear about that. They have lost touch. And what is sickening, even the draft for me doesn't give me hope. I don't have hope.
Well, no. Because they'll screw that up too.
That's my point. I agree.
No. You're exactly right. First of all, second of all, I got to listen to these people. Okay, now you're getting me excited here. Andy, do you understand? And this is the people that I got to deal with. Okay, so it doesn't matter next year. In Here's the sad part. Think about this, and I'm really going to make your day. Andy, 2025, the reason why you might as well play Deshaun, because it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. You know that? It really doesn't matter.
See, I think it could. Here's where I stop. It could spiral. Stop the spiraling. Just stop. I do think it can hurt the team. Don't start him anymore.
Any more than this?
Yes.
You're 3.
Actually, yes.
3-14.
Rob, how was Deshaun Watson this year?
Oh, he could not be statistically worse.
I actually will take Winston over Watson.
Oh, me too.
Enough said.
Me too. But they have no choice. They have no choice. They're gonna trot. Okay, they're gonna trot Winston or Watson back out there. Okay, here's why. They're gonna say he gives us the best chance to win. That's what they're gonna say.
You're right. You're right. I don't disagree.
I'm telling you. And now, as far as Jameis, as much as I love the preaching in that, Stefanski had no choice, man. I mean, God damn it! And
that last interception was so brutal.
I am pulling for Jameis so bad. I have been pulling for him since they signed him.
Yeah.
And I am like, I'm saying prayers with him, and I'm listening to his scripture,
awesome.
And I've got unwavering faith. And damn it, Bill, but I want that guy to succeed. But he just can't figure it out.
He doesn't have it. Look, I'm going to end on this note with the Browns. And then we will preview the Bengals game. Lucky everybody out there.
Well, I have a way, real quick. I have a way Thursday. On this show Thursday, as crazy as I am, I have a way Thursday the Browns. This particular outfit can beat the Bengals. Carry on.
The reason
if they listen to me, if Stefanski and Schwartz and that asshole Ventrone give me an hour, the Browns can beat the Bengals on Sunday. Carry on, Mr. Billman. Go ahead.
The Pro Shay's receiving kicks. I will walk.
No.
I will walk to Cincinnati. This is the anniversary of the last home game before the move today with the Bengals and Browns where they tore up the stadium. December 17th, 95. We're not going to relive that today here, but here's why I'm reliving. The Browns, when they left, were the Browns. Even that team that didn't do well with the record had that Browns aura. I want that Browns aura back. And it hasn't been back since 95. And that's why I think drives people like Rob and I crazy. Because we're trying to explain to young people, this was a team that won and really fought really hard. And since 99, even the year of Baker, even the year with William Run.
Who was the closest team? Who do you think was the closest team that we really
COVID Browns. COVID Browns. And I'll tell you why. That, for people who forget, again, as the Bengals, the first half where Beckham got hurt, it looked like Baker was going to get benched. Baker was really on his way to getting benched, and he put on an absolute show in the second half. And he threw a bomb to a dart that Peoples-Jones won the game.
Oh, my God.
And that showed so much guts. Pro minus Baker, that game and the Giants game on Sunday night, I will always remember, like, God, that he was on top. Baker was wonderful on Sunday night against the Giants. In that second half against Cincinnati, he just took over the game. Yeah. So those Browns to me did, and that's why I always hold deep in my heart the Steelers playoff victory on the road.
My God.
That was a real victory. But I want consistency. And when I saw that today run, and I saw that was the anniversary of it, I'm like, and that's the problem. Those are the Browns that Rob and I and others were rooting for, where they had this history and capital of good. 99, it is a new organization.
Yeah.
It is the same name with a totally different chef, cook, outfit, frying pans, everything. And we're kind of still here. It's amazing.
You know, yesterday was the anniversary of Bottlegate. We got
another one.
screwed there.
Terrible loss.
Even though Quincy Morgan dropped the ball, we ran a play after that, and after you run a play, you cannot overturn
one of the most
decision.
bizarre NFL games you'll have.
So we have been getting screwed, and then think about this. Think about this. That what possibly, Andy, and we'll stop the Browns right here. Rashad Higgins fumbling the ball out of the end zone.
Big play.
Changed the trajectory of the franchise of the Cleveland Browns. If we would have won that game in Kansas City, we never would be sitting here talking about who knows what would have happened.
And I'll double down. And then they doubled down with the hammer drop punt the very next year. It just cemented everything with Higgins even more. And I will tell you as a fan, that set the tone for that year, and the Browns could never recover.
Nope.
And for those who want to, I would not advise to watch it. Scottish Hammer dropped a punt, and it just set the tone. Set the tone for the whole season, and they just never recovered. That's the Browns. DTR era starts Sunday. We'll talk about it here on Thursday. Can't wait. Okay, let's go to some good teams, the Guardians. There's been a lot of blowback, so we're not going to break it like it's breaking news. Andres Gimenez to Toronto. Nick Sandlin, au revoir. Spencer Horwitz had the best 30 minutes of his life. He goes from Cleveland to Pitt as the Pirates, and then they get Luis Ortiz and two lefties, Kennedy and Hartle. I'm going to lead off here. I saw this game from pitch to pitch. Luis Ortiz blew me away. I remember even saying, I wrote a note as I found it. I go, this kid for the Pirates is good. Threw one hitter through 6 innings. He was really good that day. And I remember my son, as I watched with Cameron, we both said, I've never heard of this guy. He goes, guy's really good that. I'm like, he is really good. And he just had one of those days, and the Guardians never hit, and away we go. I know there's a lot of people who are upset about Gimenez. Being around the man and not knowing him, Gimenez is a good man. Gimenez actually is a good dude. He actually tries hard. He says the right things. And I know Ramirez was upset through social media of his leaving. And I'm not doubting that. I'm also never doubting his glove. I'm a big believer in this in baseball and others. You can save runs with gloves. Gimenez saved a lot of runs with his glove. He set the tone. Outside of catcher, your biggest two positions are shortstop and second. Our second baseman was a lock. He caught everything. He was Omar Vizquel. I don't know why I didn't get the praise Omar did, but he was Omar Vizquel. In fact, he might even be better because he made plays that made him look effortless. He really did. Gimenez was an effortless player. That said, I like this trade. The Guardians needed to get a starting pitcher. I am surprised by the blowback by fans. If you really like Gimenez, I understand. But you have Burrito, Martinez, Schneeman. You have a plethora of players ready to go in the infield. I'm not saying they compete. And the biggest problem with Gimenez was his bat. His bat never matched. So I like this deal a lot. Sandlin, I wish him the best of luck. Guy stunk towards the end of the year. But Gimenez, I like this deal. Even though I will miss Gimenez, I understand I like the deal.
Okay. Andy, I couldn't agree more. You summed it up great. I'm going to say this. Let me start by saying anybody that knocks anything that Antonetti and Chernoff and the boys do knows nothing about baseball.
Agreed.
Because nobody in the city of Cleveland or maybe in organized sports does more with less than those guys do.
They really do.
Those guys do a fantastic job.
They take Aldi's meat and make it into filet. They really, really do.
Now, so understand this. Gimenez is a fantastic fielder.
Yep.
He plays a great second base. He's, from everything I heard, he's a great guy in the club.
Very good man.
Okay.
Good man.
Now, every year, his since being a full-time position player for the Tribe, his numbers have steadily declined at the plate.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you look, the Guardians, we are thin at starting pitching prospects. We
very much so. For the first time,
to really reload on the starting pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
They feel that Juan Brito is ready. They drafted that Travis Bonanza last year.
Hosanna's probably a year away, right?
Yes. Oh, so they have. I call him Travis Banana. My kid goes nuts. So they have. If Brito isn't ready, they've got Sheeman. They've got a couple other guys they could put in there as a stopgap.
That's right.
Here's what I feel. With the way that the Tribe is constructed, we need a second baseman that can hit the ball. Yep. And we need a guy that can hit for power, hit a little more than Gimenez did. Now, are we going to miss his defense?
Oh, yeah.
I'm afraid, yes. I'm afraid that's going to,
There's no question.
But the three pitchers, how he got those guys.
Agreed. Flipped it.
The Pirates that guy must have been sleeping, or he was out on the town for dinner with his wife or girlfriend and had a couple of drinks, and he got,
Luis Ortiz to me is surprising. He had a 3.3 ERA. Kid's good. Here's a starting pitcher. Folks, he only took 1 year in the majors as a starting pitcher.
But now, though, Luis Ortiz is going to pitch now.
Oh, he's starting. He started all last year for the Pirates.
I understand the other two kids are a little lower level.
Single A, yeah.
But yes. But I think those two kids are coming. I think those are legit prospects. Okay?
Yeah, I forget which one's which. The kid from Wake. I want to say it's Hartle.
Hartle, the lefty.
Yeah. They're both lefties. I think
they're both lefties. Excuse me.
Yeah. I think Hartle's from Wake. He at one point was considered like one of the best kids in the draft. He had a crappy last year at Wake before he got drafted. It's a lot of potential.
Even if the two of those kids don't work out, Luis Ortiz is pitching now.
Oh, he's our 3 or 4 starter. There's no question. And he's ready. Kid, again, what I like about Ortiz, for people go comparison, he is another Hunter Gaddis size. Big dude. Yep. 6'5", strapping, strong, looks the part, has a great fastball. You got to get, again, the Guardians were not going to get a starting pitcher any other way. I'm one of the few guys who's a believer in Cantillo. I think Cantillo can pitch next year. He almost pitched a no-hitter perfect game against the White Sox last year. So I think you have your 5. And then at some point you're going to get Biebs back. Biebs signed back. I like that contract. So you kind of got some players in place. And then, the Guardians do this and they have to. Then you say, okay, does Logan Allen finally figure it out? Does Tristan McKenzie finally figure it out? That's going to be your 6th. That's basically what you're looking at.
Because you're going to need depth. You're going to need 7 or 8 starting pitchers.
That's my point. Right.
Bieber, will you get Bieber before August?
Probably August, right?
Yeah.
It's an 18-month injury, and he got hurt in April. Now, the great thing about the Guardians, and again, to what Rob just said, they put his arm underneath the surgery quickly. That was like less than a week, which is very fast. As people don't know, you have to have some swelling go down before you do any kind of surgery. So for the Guardians to do it that quickly shows how on top of it they are. I want to state again, this is a good deal. I know I can tell Rob's on the same wavelength. Because now you're going to have Bybee, Lively, Ortiz, Gavin Williams, and again, I'd probably say Cantillo. And then in the background, you have Logan Allen and McKenzie. They ever figure it out. That's not bad.
You don't think Logan Allen will make the opening day? You don't know. Okay.
I saw him pitch a lot last year, and I'm just going to say what my brain says. It's just not there. Yeah. I actually would state there's a better chance for the Guardians to figure out McKenzie because McKenzie was elite before his injury.
McKenzie had it. McKenzie had it. And then he was injured. He hasn't got it back. People, I don't know if they've got short-term memory. That kid was a hell of a pitcher, and now all of a sudden people are like, oh, why are they playing this kid? Why are they pitching this kid? What the hell are you talking about? That kid, I love that kid.
McKenzie's a good kid, good egg. I can't say enough. The kid was elite, and then look, I went to 2 of his starts in person, 2. McKenzie just did not have last year.
Yeah.
It was batting practice bad. Not like, a little off. Like, it was batting practice bad.
Will Chase DeLauder make the opening day roster?
That's a good question.
You got to start playing these kids.
Well, DeLauder's on the fringe. You can't bring down Manzardo. He's up now. I don't think you can bring back Christmas. You got to keep him up now. So Christmas and, Manzardo have to stay up. I'll tell you the truth. Angel Martinez, now that Gimenez is gone, needs to get a serious look. That's the opposite of Gimenez. I think his glove's risky, but God, he can hit.
But is Martinez? Here's the thing: is Martinez gonna be? Is Martinez gonna be? You're gonna put him in that? Is he gonna be Alvaro Espinoza?
I don't know.
Gonna be? I mean, what the hell are you gonna do?
I like his bat a lot. He is the one guy who came up recently. I understand his bat. The catch to Christmas can field. I know he had a bad error in the playoffs. Kid can field. Christmas gets a lot of praise from scouts about his glove. So I don't worry about Christmas in right field.
Yeah, but here's the thing about him. We don't know if he's going to be Franmil Reyes. If he's going to be Oscar Gonzalez. Can he be Travis Hafner? Is he, what the hell is he going to,
Yeah, I've been down this road, so I'm not excited about Christmas either. I like his potential, but I don't get excited. It's like, we'll see. I've seen this. I use that. You hit all the names. I mean, those are the names that come to mind too.
Where do you? So here's what I'm doing. If once again people are saying, "What are you doing with all this money?" I'm trading Lane Thomas.
Are you really? Interesting.
I'm trading Lane Thomas, and I'm putting these kids up because I don't know, Andy.
Lane got a lot of big hits last year.
I understand that, but I feel that you want to shit or get off the pot with some of these kids.
I hear you.
And I think that when they're DeLauder, you got to start playing. I feel you got to give these kids like Noel, put them out there and give them a chance.
Oh, I think he needs to be playing right field. Yeah. I would give DeLauder the year where it's like you're playing behind Lane, and next year you're playing for Lane. Meaning, like, I'm okay with Lane leaving through free agency. I am. What I would love to see him redo with that money is actually try to re-sign Quan, Naylor, or both. They have $9-10 million now off the books because of Gimenez.
Yeah.
It'd be nice for them to reinvest in one of those 2 players, if not both.
Quan, I would love to see Quan for sure.
That guy's elite. He's a really good. I defend Naylor hard too.
Where's Will Brennan? Where does he fit in this mix? Do you like him?
Will, I hate this. See, this is going to come off so bad, but I don't know how else to put it. Will is your typical guardian. Right. He's a good pro. He's average.
Right. He's going to be another one of these guys that's another one of these outfielders that's
average.
Right.
He's never going to be great. He's not bad. He's okay. I think
one of the 15 outfielders that are in the major leagues.
Again.
Right.
Like, is Brendan not good enough to be pros? No.
Right.
Is Brendan good enough to be playing right field every day? No. That's where the Guardians are. So I guess we both like the deal. For those of you who will go for it.
What about Gabriel Arias? What the hell happened?
He drove me crazy. I can't stand the kid. I'm good. I've seen enough. I think he's
he can't hit off of righties, right?
Nope.
Or lefties. Who can?
He's not a hitter. Not a hitter. And his glove is not good enough to be there every day.
So he's done. You're done with him.
In my opinion, there are other Guardians fans who defend him. I've seen enough.
I mean, obviously, I think they have too, because he never came back up. I mean, they gave him a shot.
Well, someone listened to the postgame show on Instagram. I screamed. I go, how many times are we going to put Gabriel Arias out in these games and watch him not hit? I mean, the guy went through, terrible hitting.
But here's the thing, and we'll get off on a tangent. Manzardo and my father-in-law and I would sit there. We'd watch the games last year. You think somebody's got to be teaching these kids? Manzardo had the biggest uppercut when he swung. How? You don't think somebody's telling them, hey, you think they're working with him? Or you think that?
Manzardo, I saw his swing improve. I saw a very different swing in June than I did in September in a good way. I thought September swing was a lot more leveled. And in fact, I think Manzardo's close. I actually think there's a part of me who says, God, I wonder Manzardo's an everyday player. There is a part of me who says that. I go, I can see it.
He should be.
Yeah, there's part of me who says, I think he can play every day. I'll tell you the trickiest one against Noel. Because Noel can field. I'm going to repeat that. He is a good fielder. So with that in mind, it's not like you're having a liability in right field if you can't hit. He can catch.
Hey, where's Tyler Freeman? You put him at second? Utility?
Nice kid. Nice kid. I've seen enough. I'm good.
Yeah.
Nice kid. Again, he's below Brennan. He's a below average pro.
He was another one that they moved around, infield, outfield. But he's not going to hit. He's not going to.
He's not Arias. Brennan, Freeman, Arias. You're in the middle.
He'll have a cup of coffee with the Rays or somebody. Okay.
You'll love Colorado.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, yeah.
You'll enjoy it, but that's the Guardians. I don't think they're going to make any more deals.
Nope.
I really think the thing to watch is the money. Now, what do they do with the money? It's going to be interesting to see. If they sit on it, fans have a right to bark. They need to reinvest it somewhere.
They'll get another guy that we forgot about that had Tommy John surgery that's 38 or 35. That was a good pitcher 10 years ago.
Yep.
And we'll rehab him. And I'm telling you, Andy, anybody that knocks Antonetti is an idiot.
They've been doing it for years. For people go how far back? There's a year they dug up Kevin Millwood. Look him up. The guy was unbelievable.
Yeah.
We just dusted him off and here you go. And he was great.
Yeah.
He was great.
I was like, is he still alive? I mean, Jesus Christ.
And he was elite. I mean, it's like an old towel. Like, let's put it through the wash. It'll be fine.
And I'm telling you, you heard it here. Cobb and Boyd, they're not going to be anything special this year.
Yeah, I actually think Cobb is done. And I'm a Cobb supporter, as Patrick Billman, who blistered me with evil rants, my brother, who's a big baseball fan. He goes, I can't believe you like Cobb. But even I, who am a corn Cobb supporter, I'm like, I think he's done. Yeah. Boyd, I'm interested to see what happens. The only reason why I say that, he has had a very strange career. He was supposed to be the ace in Detroit. He was supposed to be a pickup player for the Mariners, and it didn't work out. He did not pitch well in either spot.
Right.
Sometimes the light comes on and it stays on. So I'll give Boyd a chance, but I don't think it's going to happen, but I don't think it's crazy. Because at one point he was considered one of the elite top young prospects in the game.
Yep.
So I could see that. I think Cobb is done.
I agree.
The guy, I don't know what he does, and my God, I am not athletic. But I've never seen a blister report. I mean, guy just said blister. I don't know. I just never. I have to admit, I've never seen anything like it. And all my years as a Guardians Indians fan, never had a pitcher who goes blister, blister, blister every time.
Now, real quick before we end on the Tribe, can you see, and would you be upset with Antonetti picking up, a veteran off the scrap heap outfielder or?
Nope.
So you don't see, you think he's going to go with the youth movement? You don't see.
Okay. Let me answer this in two parts. It wouldn't upset me if he did, but
like a Max Kepler or something.
Sure,
that,
I understand. Let's. There's a gentleman who just got waived, Arenado. Maybe they pick him up and they dust him off.
But what? But
I don't think they're going to do that though.
Okay, because I wouldn't. I would give the kids a chance, but there's some people that are going to say, hey, give these veterans because we want to win, but
I
don't know.
If they trade Lane Thomas, then yes, I think they should.
To have a veteran bat.
Right. If you have Lane in center and Quan in left, you have so many kids that can play right field. I don't see it.
Okay, so if that, I'd rather have Lane Thomas. I'd rather keep Lane than pick up Max Kepler or Arenado or
that's my point.
Jurickson Profar or somebody else. Give me another utility outfielder, that whatever.
That's my point completely. We'll do more Guardians throughout the next few weeks as we get no Guards Fest. We'll talk about that another day.
We'll have that in 3 years, right?
Guardians are good people. They're a wonderful organization. I don't get that to save my life. I don't get.
I would go every year with my father-in-law, my children. It was a wonderful event. I don't know what the hell they're talking about.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
My kids would get up on stage with Carlos Carrasco, who was a wonderful man. We met a lot of players. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I'll leave it there as I don't know what else to say. I was very surprised.
We've been going to that shit since Chris Bando was an Indian, so I don't know.
Great event. I'll leave it there. I don't know what else to say. We'll do more Buckeyes on Thursday because of time. Buckeyes play the Vols. There's really nothing else more developed, so we'll save all that for Thursday. I think that'd be a good way of doing it. So we'll wrap up on the Cavs. The Cavs, back-to-back wins. They've only played twice in 10 days. Mobley's okay. Okoro took a hard shot from Simmons on a pick. The Cavs are the most mysterious of the three teams about injuries, and that says a lot. The Browns and Guardians can also be mysterious about injuries. The Cavs are the most mysterious. I can never predict these injuries. Looks like Okoro could miss some time. He may not. We'll have to see. It's been a weird time. The Cavs have really gone from playing almost every day to now playing none. They're off again until Friday, too. I mean, there's a long stretch again. They play the
schedule.
Very, very weird. Here's my 3 quick hit points on the Cavs. One, Garland's offensive shootings across the board. I did a deep dive into the analytics site. All of his numbers are pointing up. So for those who don't watch every day, Garland really is having a difference-making season. And it shows in his shot-making ability. 2, the Cavs did a much better job in the first half against the Nets. If you really want like a hard nickel and dime thing, I have 2. Here's my first one. They do need to tighten up the defense. Mobley's the only one that really ranks elite-wise. No one else really does, which is surprising. Mobley's the only one who's kind of elite. And I'm going to put a 2A. Cavs and their rebounding, I don't understand. They don't rebound the ball well. I don't get it. The best they do is break even. They never out-rebound the team. It's always break even or they are down 10. In fact, every time the Cavs lose, you can tell by one box score the rebounding. The last point, the Cavs did this much better last night, so last night's not a good reflection. When the Cavs control tempo and make it fast and pass happy, Cavs win easily. When the Cavs are stagnant and the tempo's slow,
they have to control
Cavs,
the tempo.
They look like they are in cement. It's going to be a big point of mine. When they are flying, I call them the flying Cavs, it is hard to stop. They are a machine. Last night was a machine. They basically took turns. It was like tag team wrestling. Levert, Mitchell, Mobley, you go off. Niang, he went off for a little while. And it's just tag team. And it makes it so effortless for this team when they're passing the ball well. That's my only stuff about the Cavs right now. They're kind of just floating, but those are just 3 observations I had.
You hit the nail on the head. The Cavs have to control the tempo.
Yeah.
And Andy, if they don't, they're in trouble.
They are. It's
so
bad.
So
yeah.
That's what concerns me is when it gets serious, will Atkinson be able to adjust?
I know.
We'll
see.
That's what concerns me.
Yeah, I believe in Atkinson. I think there will be adjustments made. I will be fair to this team. There is definitely lately some vanilla type stuff from the Cavs. I don't see the Cavs. They're not pulling back on effort. They're pulling back as in plays. I am seeing a team that you can tell it's like, man, they're not hitting certain buttons anymore.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder if they're hiding them for something later. The Cavs early in the season they're not doing that as much. So I will say I think that's part of it here.
Well, they're kind of, they're kind of coasting through.
They are.
I mean, Andy, it's 70-42 at halftime. So you're kind of, they're kind of coasting through. And if you listen to George Niang, who I couldn't stand before the year, and now I'm starting to, I shouldn't say now, he's grown on me. You know what I'm saying?
He's got some AJ Brzezinski in him.
Yes, that's some AJ Brzezinski. If they've got aspirations, they're talking about a championship. They want to bring a championship back to this city. So they have plans. So I think they're kind of, I mean, they're kind of coasting right now.
They are, and they're winning, so you can't complain. I mean, they're 23-4. My God. So we can't complain about the record. They have the best record in the NBA.
And here's the thing. The minute distribution is nice. Nobody's playing a ton of minutes.
Nope.
We have to make sure that the injuries, we don't, we can't take an injury to one of the, to the big four, to the big,
Yeah.
I mean,
especially Mobley. It stood out.
And I still don't think that Kobe's going to pull the trigger. I think that what you're seeing is what you get.
The Cavs. Okay, there's one. Okay, I'll give one ray of hope. And I saw him 2 weeks ago, and I didn't think much, but I thought more last night. There's a young player in a two-way contract. His last name is Thor. Great last name. Big, tall forward. And as soon as you see him calling for him, I go, that's the wing. Like, as soon as you see him come, now, he's raw. He's a project. But as soon as I saw him come on the floor, it's funny. 3 or 2 weeks ago, Travers, I'm like, Thor? Oh, I can see some more Thor.
Yeah.
I'm down on watching that kid play more. I do think there's a little part of me who says, could Thor by the end of the season be a 5 to 10 minute guy? Not more than that. But could he play 5 to 10 minutes in key spots defensively? Maybe. God, he's big. He's got a long wingspan, and he's raw. I mean, can I see that defensively? Not offensively. Defensively. Can I see that? Maybe. We'll have to see.
How about Imani Bates? What if he?
Yeah, he just came back. Had a decent night for the Charge. That's the opposite. That is offense and defense. More offense. Imani Bates is pure. And again, for people who don't know the story, Imani Bates was considered, I hate to do air quotes, the next athlete in basketball at one point. So this is a kid that was considered to have a lot of talent coming out of high school. And it just never really developed. Imani Bates offensively has got it. Again, it's the Cavs have had these moments, and they have another one here, where it's like, it used to be, now I can't remember either guy's name, but it's offense, defense, Thor's defense.
Yeah.
As soon as you see Thor coming to floor, I'm like, God, that could be a good defensive stopper for a few minutes where you really need a tall, lanky kid. I mean, look at his pictures. Long wingspan, big wing, big kid. It's like that's got some potential.
Then they should start getting him into the rotation a little bit more. I mean,
well, I like what they're doing though. The Cavs doing what I would do. Let's not sink this kid. Garbage time, put him in. Let's start building confidence. Mm-hmm. Let's just start getting some successful minutes in place. Because I do want to say this again. This is a project. Yeah. This is not plug and play. This kid needs some work. But you can't teach size. And the kid's got size and wingspan. So I do think that. And back to your Bates question, I think Bates, if you ever get it defensively, I think they play. I actually do think they play him. So I don't think offensively he's that far off. But defensively, he's a mess. He's just a mess.
I will tell you about Thor because I saw him in garbage time against the Wizards. The kid, he can get up and down the court.
He can.
I mean, he's long and he's quick. I tell
Yeah,
you that much.
he opened my eyes last night. It was the first time, like, the Wizards game, I didn't see anything that go, okay, cool. Last night, I saw a couple things. I'm like, not bad. Like, not bad defensively. Like, not bad. Like, Travers makes me nervous. I'm just going to be honest. Kid makes me nervous. Thor? I can see some more Thor. I can see some more Thor.
I don't even know why they have him. They should let him stay with the I mean,
I don't know the whole story with Travers, and there's scouts who know more than you and I will ever know combined who go, Travers is going to be a star someday. And he's got. And
where? In Yugoslavia?
I don't know. He's an Australian player.
He's 6'4".
He is. I'm just going to be honest. For people who don't remember from Cavs past, there's a player named Luke Jackson out of Oregon. And Luke Jackson didn't
I don't want to talk about him.
Yeah. Travers reminds me of Luke Jackson. Where you just see him play, you're like,
Billman, I got a story for you about that son of a bitch.
Luke Jackson. Serious rock face, too. Not good.
I got a story about that son of a bitch as soon as we get off the air.
I want to hear it. So Luke Jackson. Don't hate him just because he's a duck. Hate him because Rob told you to. Don't like the kid. All right, so that's the Cavs. Now, one thing that we're done. Cavs, Bucks, Sixers, take a breath. Then they have a Monday game. I forget who they play Monday. So they finally start strapping in. Friday, Saturday, breath, Monday. So they finally have a string of games here in a row. So this is the last of the break for the Cavs. On Thursday, Browns, Bengals, hooray. Definitely more on the Buckeyes, and we'll probably do a touch on the Cavs. More picks on Thursday, and away we go.
Monday, the Cavs play the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, that's right. I was going to say, I knew they played someone West. Then they go on the West Coast for a while.
Yep.
Then they go off and play a bunch of teams. after the Christmas holiday, I know Nuggets are one of them. They play after the break. All right. This has been a great show. I just want to say this again. As Rob hit it, and I feel the same way Rob does. It's very, very hard for me not to be positive about Cleveland teams. I hope the Browns prove me wrong. But I will say this. Let's bind together. I would not change your allegiance. If you don't want to buy tickets to the Browns, I understand. But I understand. I will raise your hand. I understand.
Drink more beer.
But I will also say, since 99, it's been head pounding, and we're again in a head pounding moment.
That's right.
I don't know what else to say. It's head pounding. We'll break it down more. All right. Oh, by the way, I got one more. I do this too often, but I got one more. Is there anything college basketball that's caught your eye so far? Or is it too early?
No, it's other than Dan Hurley being an idiot, it's kind of too early for me. Forget Ohio State; they'll be middle of the pack at Big Ten. You know, it's too early. You know, the one thing I can tell you about college basketball is there's no true number one right now, right? I mean, it changes. It changes.
No, there is a super conference, and it's the SEC. Yeah. And I've seen a lot of these teams play, and I don't like saying it. If for people it goes to true, the SEC is really deep. Yeah. A&M's good. Auburn's good. I like both those teams a lot. Yeah. I got to see Tennessee play. Kentucky's good. I think they're not as great as people think. But Auburn, A&M, Bama. I know Bama tends to start slow. They'll be fine in the year. These are elite. Those three teams are elite. Elite.
Who's your coach in A&M?
Buzz Williams.
Yeah, okay. I like him. Who's your coach in Auburn? One of my favorite coaches.
Earl.
I love Bruce.
He's a good dude.
I love Bruce.
Great guy. And he, ironically, is still one of the last guys remaining from the BC Fix era. He was an assistant coach with Dr. Tom back in the 70s with BC. Yeah. So he goes all the way back. And for people who are real basketball fans, watch Dr. Tom coach Iowa Hawkeyes in the 80s. They were a wonderful program. And Bruce comes from that world. I love Bruce. Really good dude.
Wonderful coach.
Really good dude. Coach. Yeah. But those are my early thoughts. And again, I concur with you about the Buckeyes. But I will say the SEC is not just hype; it's legit. It's a really watch some games again over the weekend. They look different. I gotta admit.
Yeah.
It's not just football now. Their basketball programs have really come a long way. All right, Andy here, Rob there. Have a great week.
We'll see you
Hang
Thursday.
in there. Happy, by the way, we'll say this a lot. Happy holidays. Hang in there. Hang in there.
Holidays.